Hi, Crystal Ocula here. Welcome to Money Confidence. I'm the Chief Financial Strategist here at Confidence Wealth. And what I normally like to do is every week bring up conversations that I've been having with clients and things that seem to be on everyone's mind. So one of the subjects that I came across a lot this week has been Social Security. When's the best time to turn it on? Do I wait? What's the best way? Is there kind of like that secret an answer, or is it the same answer for everybody? And unfortunately, it is very, very customized to you. It's like, even though we say unfortunately, meaning there's no one answer, but the fortunate part is that it is part of your income. And that's the reason that it is really customizable to what works best for you. You never want to just turn on Social Security the time that you heard others say that, hey, this was a great time to turn it on because my aunt did it or my friend told me so, and that's why I want to do that. The other thing that also keep in mind is that if you are collecting it because you're trying to save money and invest that money, you have to also look at, is it bringing the same increase and the same result as it would have been had I left it alone? Because normally Social Security, after you reach full retirement age, so let's pretend for the sake of this discussion, full retirement is 66. So up until 70, you're going to get close to 8% increase. So if what you're investing in is giving you that, then okay, maybe. But if not, does it really make sense? Also, the other thing to keep in mind, what if you're working? So let's talk about the two scenarios. If you are working and you're under your full retirement, you are going to have to give up part of that money because there is a limit in earnings. Now, if it's over 66 and you're fully retired, so again, remember we're using this as an example at 66, then the other question comes into play, even though there is no penalty and they're not going to, withhold anything, is, does it really make sense based on your taxes? That's another thing to think about, because I've seen situation where Social Security kicked that person to the next tax bracket, and therefore what ended up that they end up resulting as a net in that situation wasn't so great anymore. So don't mess up Social Security benefits just for the sake of someone told me I should do it. And or my favorite is, what if he goes away? If he goes away, let me hurry up and turn it on now. That's not a good enough reason, because if it goes away, like, what it is what it is at that point. Of course, I don't see that going to be the case. Now, of course, anything and everything is probable, but they're working on Social Security. They're working out things to do, such as delaying turning it on at a certain age, making sure that maybe they're tax people right now. For example, you up to a certain amount is you're paying into Social Security. After that, you're not. So they're looking to maybe make that ceiling go higher or just remove it. So they're working on different ways to make sure the Social Security fund is going to last longer. The most important thing is that don't make decisions based on what ifs that are catastrophic. That's never a good way to make a decision, because you're always going to then make a wrong decision, right? It just doesn't make sense. I have people that say to me, I'm going to turn on my Social Security, Crystal, at 62 and not even wait till full retirement, just because I don't think I'm going to live that long. And when I find out, is it based on health reports, based on a conversation they had with a doctor or something that I'm unaware of, I find out, nope, that's just what they're saying. They think this. You can't really base your decisions based on that, because really the truth of the matter is I could walk out and get hit by a bus. So why did I not have any plan in place whatsoever? Because, anything is possible, right? We don't want to do it based on that. We really want to make sure we're using Social Security in a way that is going to fulfill the income needs, and tax-wise, when turning it on makes the most sense. Think of Social Security benefits as one piece of the whole puzzle. It's not just Social Security on its own. It's about what other sources of income do you have? Where are you going to withdraw from? Let me give you another example. So let's just say that it's not about income, but what about if you want to use these years to convert some of your IRAs into Roth IRA? Well, wouldn't that make sense then not to turn on Social Security, because it may actually help you better when it comes to that conversion? So for everyone, it's going to be very different, because what really matters is also what other type of buckets of income and investments they have. So do you have most of your investments in IRA money, like tax deferred, meaning 401k, 403b, IRA? Versus someone that may have most of their money in a taxable account, which is, where you pay capital gains. Or maybe someone's lucky and they have lots of their money in the tax-free bucket. So when you turn on your income in general from all of your buckets is one piece of the puzzle. And then throwing in Social Security and pension planning is a mixture of the rest of those pieces. That is why income and distribution planning is very, very important. And a lot of times it's not like a cookie cutter. So many times in our annual review with our clients, we talk about which bucket to turn on. And is this the right time to turn on this particular bucket? Where should we withdraw money from? Because there's different opportunities and different tax consequences that can come up every year. So it's not a cookie cutter. It's not just automated. It's really important to look at everything at different pieces of, of the puzzle. So I want you to really remember that. Now, important things to always know: what are some of the basics about Social Security? Early Social Security is at 62. Full retirement so FRA is when, if you look at your Social Security statement, for some of you is 66, 67, some years in between, or some month in between, not years in between. So between 66 to 67, 67 and 6 months or 2 months or whatever it may be, in that range. Why full retirement? That age is important, because that's when you can also make as much money as you want and not have your Social Security benefit be deducted if you had turned it on. And sometimes that full retirement also is going to affect, when you turn it on, what your spousal benefits would be. That's why it's important to understand your full retirement age and what that means in Social Security. Then you got 70, which is maximum Social Security benefit. So please do not wait to turn on your benefit any later than that, because there's not going to go up, and they're not going to go ahead and reimburse you at 75 because you forgot 5 years of Social Security benefits. So make sure you keep all of that in mind. Another tip that I want to tell you that's important about Social Security benefits is, as you're working throughout the years, make sure that your earnings are getting recorded. So on your Social Security statement, page 3 has your earning years. Make sure that it looks accurate. If you see a year that's like recorded 0, or maybe you normally make 100,000 a year or 150,000 a year, and then you see that one year is recorded at 30,000 or 50,000, that doesn't sound right to you. Look up your tax returns that year, find out what happened, and make sure you are the one that is addressing it and make sure it's taken care of. Now, many of you may be thinking that, Crystal, I haven't even got my Social Security statement, coming into me. Well, it's okay. Go create an account on ssa.gov. Again, that's ssa.gov. If you want me to send you a link, go ahead and message me and I'll send you the link directly. But definitely set up an account and be able to look everything up. It's important. This is an important part of a supplemental part of your retirement. Now, obviously, you may have windfall elimination provision if you're working and collecting money from a different source. That may actually interfere with Social Security. Then you need to really understand that, is there going to be part of it that I'm not going to get paid? That's what windfall elimination provision means, or government offset, GOP. So for some people, depending on if you're working for the government, city, and the state, it can relate to you. So if you've ever wondered about that and you're like, so what is my Social Security going to be? Is there going to be a windfall elimination provision and you're unsure? Definitely go ahead, shoot out an email, and we'll see how we can go ahead and help you with that. But the lesson of today is that Social Security benefits are an important piece of your retirement puzzle. And don't make a decision, just fast Be logical and rational about it. Run the numbers. Make sure you understand. If you want to know what Social Security maximization is and you've never done it, so for our clients, we're going to look at that as you get closer. That's something that's always a topic of conversation as we get closer to that age. If you are a friend of a client and you're never had this done, you're more than welcome to request it. Just make sure you say you're a friend of a client, and then we'll see when we can get you into one of those office hours and help you with it. In the meantime, any other questions anyone has, you always know where to message or find me. And remember, my direct email is askcrystal@icwm.com. That's it at this end. Have a wonderful and fabulous week. And remember to utilize all the pieces of your retirement income puzzle. Bye.